This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and welcome to this week's edition of the Pitstop, where we have jumped the gun today. We have got an early start. We are red light if we are drag racing because we went early. We started early today. Not sure why. I just saw your guys' chat, and funny enough, some of the chat actually applies to some of the things that I want to talk about here today on today's pit stop. So last week's pit stop during Thanksgiving weekend was the There Is No show, if you recall. And with it being a holiday, we didn't know we were going to do a show. We threw it together at the very last minute. It didn't even have very much news to talk about. And then I realized something before prepping today's show that has been pretty consistent through the years. We've been doing the pit stop. So when right now, as I talk about this show, I'm referring to the Pit Stop specifically, one of the many shows the Simpit produces. We've been doing it for years, and what I do notice is around the holidays, funny enough, there is a slowdown of news. Most of the companies have put all of their efforts, marketing, product lineup-wise, into the quarter prior to the season in order to sell their goods for the holidays for the most part. That's traditional marketing in the world. And we do run into that. So most of the games made their big pushes a month ago. You know, at the beginning of November is when they really want to be making their big marketing push for the holiday season. So now what you see is we're getting into that time of year, slowdown in news, and it's the holiday season. Regardless of what you celebrate or where you are or how you celebrate, it is the holiday season from, now until the new year. So we do see a lot of people taking vacations, spending time with the family, and that's another reason you will see a big slowdown in the news. So news for me, and what I'm getting at is there is not a whole lot of news to talk about for today's show. So today could have been There Is No news show. Anyway, but I do have some pretty significant news, something that I want to share with you guys, something that is very important and will have a impact on the show. So I am sharing something very special today. As many of you know, I live in Southern California, where I've spent probably a majority of my life. I haven't done the math in a while, in Southern California. But if you know me well, or you've followed me for years, you know that my roots, my hometown, where my heart is in Northern California. That's just kind of where I grew up as a child. It's where I spent my most influential years of development, let's say. And then I also lived there in my 20s. So another very important era. Well, the moral of the story, I'm not sure. The main thing that I'm announcing today is that my brother, Max, the Simpit, we are on the move once again. We seem to be moving quite a bit over the last 4 years. And hopefully this is going to be one of the last moves because we're very excited. Yes, Brian, I am moving. We are moving. The whole operation is moving. We are moving north. I'm moving back home. I'm moving to where I grew up, essentially, very close to. And am very excited about it. It's a climate that is much better. I complain about the heat in the summers and my air conditioning and my cool suit projects and the hell that I go through living in Southern California as a sim racer. So weather-wise, right now it's a good 10, 15 degrees cooler where I'm moving. So yes. But it means, and I don't know if you guys noticed, there's a little blue hue. We have the camera in a not normal direction. You're actually seeing down the hallway into the main house here. But you can see the blue hue. I've been doing a lot of work on the background image and the lighting and trying to get things a little more natural. Even like this lighting right now. I'm still a little glossy because I'm a bald guy. But I've been working a lot on getting the studio really comfortable feeling for me. And so it's a shame because I feel like we just made a big leap forward recently. And now that's just sort of going to all come down. Now, the other part of the story is it means that I am going to be personally off the air for an unknown, undetermined period of time. This is all brand new news. The move is going to happen between Christmas and New Year's, somewhere in that range of time. It is going to be the most hectic move I've done in a long time. It is, it's not super, I'm not moving to the other side of the country, but I am moving from the southern side of California to the northern side of California. It's, 300 and something miles, 5-6 hour drive away. We have a live tropical, hot, in other words, saltwater aquarium, and moving that and the thousands of dollars of inventory inside of that tank, to be honest with you, is going to be very tricky. We're also moving a dog that doesn't really like to do cars that much, doesn't really like new things, doesn't like the moving process. He's not going to be very happy about it. And then, of course, the Simpit studio, which is about as full a house and packed as it's ever been. Yeah, and so thank you, Amir. Amir, so when I said I will be out of range. I'll be off the air, and I towards the end of the month, I'll know more on the timing of how long I'll actually be gone. But I do have to set up a new studio before I can go back on the air. One of the mistakes I've made when we were moving all the time was not taking the time to really dial in the studio. And then I was sort of like trying to make up for it over time later. And I think it's worth taking a little more time to get things, an ounce of preparation, right? It's worth a pound of follow through. I don't know, there's so many versions of that quote. But I think you know what I'm saying. So anyway, so with a few things going on in my life right now, and again, there's very little news. I shouldn't have even put the title on the title of what it is for today's show. Because it is the transition of the new year, New Year's resolutions, blah, blah, blah. But it's really hard, especially in a business sense, to go from a calendar year to the next calendar year without really reflecting on where we've been, where we're going. So at a time that I am shutting down the studio and relocating the studio is happening right now, because I'm already making preparations for the move, and is going to transition through the new year, which includes that period of time of, wow, what have we done this year? Where have we been successful? And where have we been a failure? I'll use the word. That's okay. It's a strong word. And so right now I am really at a time of reflection with the Simpit, with the Pitstop. So, I'll have a little heart-to-heart, I'm going to wrap this up and we'll get on to the news and we'll bring this to an end. I feel like I'm talking in a real bummer terms. Right now, it's a really hectic time with doing a major move, reflecting on what we've done in the show and where we want to go with the show, all as we transition to the new year. So all of a sudden, it just became a very challenging period of time for me. The other thing that I have to say, just in all fairness, I don't know if you can see that I can barely move my elbow. The last 3 months, I've invested a lot of time into the Porsche project. And now I'm moving away from the Porsche project, and I don't know what that means for the future. It might have been a lot of wasted effort. Waste is wrong. I had enjoyed, and I'd do anything to help those guys out. So if all my effort just gets them on the track in one day, someday, I'll be happy that I put in the time. But at the same time, I took a lot of time away from the Simpit in order to do that. Time away from the patron team to do that. And now I'm like, that really is unfortunate, because look what we're doing now. Anyway, okay. So that is that. The other thing is between the Porsche and then last week I injured my ribs and my elbow and have not even been able to sim race for the entire week. Just last night I was in the rig a little bit and starting to feel a little comfortable. So we're finally healed up and anyway. But time of reflection. I'll need your guys' real input. I talked to Devin Booth, Amir, Dave Blair, a few other patron team members who I talk to regularly on our Discord channel, about what we do and what we're doing. And if you look at the numbers in the last 6 months after some directional changes that we've been making, nothing too aggressive, I can clearly see that our reviews, which we're trying to get more of done, are making a comeback. We're getting more views on our reviews than we were for a while. Maybe 20% increase, as much as that, which is very positive and shows that that is working in the right direction. But when I look at the pit stop and the amount of effort that this show and the amount of time I've put into this show for years, I am seeing a tailing off on the viewership. And with my monologue or rant here today, I can see why. But I am just to the point now where I'm like, wow, I look at the numbers of the pit stop and they're going down. The viewership, I mean, my counter right now says there are 17 people watching the show. Thank you for being here, by the way. I enjoyed this time with you guys very much. And it is a backbone of our most intimate community for the Simpit, which is why I'm a little troubled looking at 2021 and what I want to do and how I want to do it. And is there something that I could do better with this time slot than the pit stop? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I do know that when I'm looking at what we do well and what we're not doing well, and as I'm about to move, which is going to kind of increase the pressure on success to an extent, I have to be honest with you, I have to start looking at the things that I consider are not doing well. And I just feel that the pit stop show and its viewership is continually shrinking. Its repeat viewership, or people who are not here watching. So Jacob, I've been doing this for 3 years, and I got to tell you, I've been forcing and pushing this show because I always felt that there was such a need, or it would be such a cool thing for sim racers to hang out and talk about what's going on in this sim racing community. I mean, I was doing it daily in the beginning, thinking that it would be a cool way to start the morning. And then that seemed stupid, and we went to 3 days, and then we dropped to 1 day. And now we're just sort of, it's just petering off in its viewership, and it's very hard for me to do that. The other thing is, as I look at the overall success of the show, and are we in the direction that I need it to be or want it to be? And I feel like we are, and I feel like our community is as strong or stronger than any community in all of sim racing, the Simpit community. But we are not big, and we are not growing, and what we are doing is we are losing our place in line when it comes to like new products. So like, you know, Brad, I hate shrinkage. I was in the pool. It's shrinkage. See? And we've dropped a few more viewers as I sit here ranting about this. But because of the move, it has really put the pressure on me. Just the minute that move came up, the minute the topic of restarting the studio, shutting it down, moving everything and restarting the studio, I had to really reflect. And so I apologize for making that come out on today's show the way I am. But that's where I'm at. And I'm about to shut it all down. I'm about to pack it up and move it 300 miles. It's a lot of equipment. That's a lot of weight. That's going to be a lot of ibuprofen. And it just makes me really think, okay, well, audio? What's wrong with the audio, Tom? David's here for the shrinkage. Tofi, that really requires. I don't think having. I don't know. I don't know if that would be it. It would be logistically difficult to do. It's. Okay, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. I moved it for my cup of coffee, probably, and then I still smacked it with the cup. Tofi, I don't think that's the answer for this particular show. I don't think that's going to be the saving grace. It's a good idea. It makes it better, but it just adds to the logistics, which has already been one of the better. It's been one of the. Yeah. Mic is low. I am seeing good mic on my end. We'll get that sorted out. All right, do you guys want to continue down this road with me, or do you want to move on to the news? But yeah, the pit stop, the declining numbers. I mean, right now, would I be better off have spent the last 15 minutes telling you guys what I'm going to do on track and rallying the troops to come out and race with me? You know, is it better to make Friday mornings live racing morning and get out there on track? I don't know. But if you look at it from my side of things, and I look at what we're doing well with the Simpit, Amir's footage from Sim Expo was in the right direction. Dave Blair's videos of much more on point topic for certain things have done really well. Yeah, but even the 3 wide, I'm not sure, Amir, that the 3 wide was doing it. Also, I'll tell you what was doing it is reviews. I mean, I don't know. I know this. I'm packing everything up, and I'm going to be off the air, and I'm moving it. And if next year's growth is the same as this year's growth, then we're not doing it right. And this isn't one of those greedy corporate America things where, like, if we don't increase our profits, no, we are in the black or in the red. We've been running at a negative for quite some time. And how much longer do I continue to fund the show, essentially, is what it is. I mean, that's the general math. All right. You guys, this show is the most community, the most backbone part of what we do here at the Simpit. So if you're here watching, whether it's live or on a replay, it means that you probably watch more of our content. You're more devoted to what we do than the average viewer. And even if you're the average viewer, don't be shy. My email is Shaun, S-H-A-U-N, Shaun@thesimpit.com. If you have an idea, a suggestion, a modification, something you think that can benefit this show for 2022, I want to hear from you. I don't care how big or small the idea is. I want to hear them. And don't be afraid that I wouldn't like your idea, because many a time maybe it's a part of an idea that inspires a different thought. So please be forthcoming and hit me up. Let me know what you think in 2022 we could do that would push this show to the next level. All right, let's get on with the news. And there isn't a lot of news. Again, it is that in the holiday time of year slowdown of news. So on the iRacing front, a couple of things to talk about. Number one would be that the Landon Castle Challenge is a big deal. It's an invitational event that is going on, and the qualifying has been going on. So, whoop, something just jumped down on us. Right on board. Just right along. Anyway, this is Casey Kerwin in his P1 qualifying. Hold on. Here we go. Was there a Max sighting? Oh, Alash, I cannot believe you missed the first 20. You of all people, I can't believe you missed the first 17 minutes of the show. You're going to have to watch it from the beginning later and get back to me on things. Hey, where's the reaction? Forget it. Forget it. All right, so anyway, but the cool thing is, where's the entry list? The entry list. So this is the all-star qualifying list. And it is a literal who's many multi-champions on this list of pro-level drivers that have been invited to the Land Castle qualifying challenge sponsored by Blue Emu. So that is something that is worth watching, and some of the pinnacle of the iRacing oval scene. So other news from iRacing that I almost would have missed because this actually happened a little while ago. But in their words, I'll just quote them. One of the most popular tracks on iRacing, getting a highly requested update for December's build. Watkins Glen International and NASCAR. This is a big deal. I think of the places that I race the most on iRacing, and Watkins Glen is certainly on the top 5. If I'd love to go look at by laps what track I've spent the most time at on iRacing. That would be an interesting fact to know. Watkins Glen is probably in the top 5 though. So anyway, getting an update this month on iRacing, and that'll be cool to get. It's actually a pretty dated version of Watkins Glen to an extent. So we will have to play with that over the holidays, won't we? We've been only asking for it for 5 years. Yeah, exactly, Amir. Exactly. That's Doug Glenn. You have no audio on the video. Oh. All right, we're not going to go back. Thank you, David. I didn't turn on Windows audio. Let me turn that on and turn it down and make sure I adjust it next time I hear sound in my headphones here. So I apologize for that. rFactor 2. So they have a new build update for rFactor 2 that is just released to Steam. Please restart your Steam client to begin the install process. Full details located on the Studio 397 website, link below. And if we follow that link, it is rFactor 2 blog cars part 2 of 2, talking about all the various things. Part of their Q&A. Remember that from the way they used to do their blog. Part of their Q&A session. And talking about the cars and the update and the direction of rFactor 2. So if you're at work and you're bored out of your mind, here's what I'm going to do. Can I do this? Can I just do it like this? Is that cool? Does that work? There you go. If you want to read all the details on part 2. So part 2, because last month's blog was part 1 of 2, and it was also titled and talking about the cars of rFactor 2. So there you go. That could entertain you while you're at work. Assetto Corsa version 1.8. I know you guys have already heard about this. You have to have already heard about this. Amir, what was the highlight? I know Amir knows. What was the highlight of version 1.8 of Assetto Corsa Competizione, now out on Steam? Next update, Mossport iRacing. Yeah, right. That won't happen. You show the Canadian love. Huh? So, all right, let's watch it again. You guys hear it? Yeah, so in this update, I heard of things like full 24-hour transitions on all tracks, random weather, improved physics, the new BMW NVIDIA DLSS. We talked about that on a show, just throwing the frame rate through the roof on a troubled game. I got this too loud in my ear. They're playing music. That's all they're playing. And yeah, so this, and because of my elbow, again, I have not been in the rig. Today is the day that I am going to fire up Assetto Corsa Competizione and definitely turn some laps on it and see what's going on with that. So really cool stuff. And if you go to Steam, they do have the changelog. I can give you guys a link to that if you'd like. I kind of like doing it this way. I know, I guess I could put them in the link of the description of the show, but I would like to see the frame rate improvement. That'll be a big one, the DLSS, NVIDIA DLSS, and they're showing as much as like a 50% improvement in frames with the same graphical settings. And Assetto Corsa Competizione is one of the most beautiful sims if you have a NASA-level computer under your rig. But if you're on an older GPU, not so much. Anyway, look at the list. Look at the length of the list of things in this massive 1.8 update. What's up, buddy Max? You come to say hi? All right, what else? What else to talk about? Grid Legends. Do you remember Grid Legends? Well, there's a new one. New Grid Legends gameplay and info today. This was actually yesterday's news. Join us tomorrow, that's today, at 4 p.m. UTC. I don't know what time that is. What time is 4 p.m. UTC, somebody? It's probably like right now. new gameplay features, and the release date reveal all coming your way. Don't miss it. Grid Legends. We're at the Codemasters Twitter feed. Joa says this show needs more Max. I want a Max Cam. He just doesn't come in that often enough. The FPS is really good now if you have an RTX card. Well, the RTX are the ones that implement the DLSS, I'm assuming. David Payne, isn't that one of the things they've threatened to be in one of the coming builds, but they never, if I'm not mistaken, they've never pointed to any particular build? Yeah, from 130 to 180. Yeah, dynamic. Yeah, absolutely. Did he bail on us? Come here, buddy. Come here. Come say hi. Come say hi. Everyone wants to see you. Come here. Come here. What are you up to, buddy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? 4 p.m. GMT, an hour and a half ago. Oh, so do we need to... That's about when I was setting the show up. Do I need to refresh this, perhaps? 1 hour ago. Experience edge of your seat gameplay when Grid Legends launches February 25th on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, and Origin. Pre-order today for exclusive content. More variety, more ways to play. Full cross-platform multiplayer. That's actually kind of cool. This is your final reminder. Don't miss world's first gameplay. Watch here. Let's see if we can check it out. 17 minutes worth. Work in progress, it says.
Showcase on Grid Legends. So sit back and get comfortable, because starting right now, we're going to share a world exclusive look at a whole host of never before seen content for Grid Legends, including plenty of stuff that's brand new to the franchise. But if you are new to the party and need to be brought up to speed on this game, here's what's coming your way. So Grid Legends.
Who said that about P-Cars? Tom Jones. That is a really interesting observation. And we've heard of rumor. I've heard the rumor of the next gen project cars coming. RTX 20 series above have DLSS on ACC. Well, then I'll find out today, Mike, for sure. Nothing for a mirror on a 1080 Ti. So on this rig, I should be able to see what's going on. That's good. Cross-platform is a big deal. Cross-platform really is a big deal. It just needs to be implemented into top-level games. But, God, when you get to a competitive level, are people at the top level going to want to play cross? Will they believe that cross-platform is fair? Is 1-to-1? P-Cars 3.1. DLS is broken in general or on Assetto Corsa, Potvin? Dave, mine does the same thing, but in general, he's a good one. All right, so there you go. You have the link. You can go watch the video. Project Cars 3.1, a.k.a. Grid Legends, coming out February 25th. All platforms, including cross-platform play. There you go. Automobilista also had a big update and a hot fix and an update. And in Gamer Muscle's own words, AMS2 update is great. Check out our video here. You should check it out because James is awesome. Here, I'll give you the link to James's video telling you that just get it. Just get it. Automobilista, if you've thought about it and you haven't, just get it. It's a good game. It's a good sim for the money, and the updates keep it going really, really nicely. So, there you go. In Gamer Muscle's own words. Look at that. What a quinky dink. All right. Oh, so yes, the maturity level of cross-platform. I didn't even think of that, Joa. AMS2 multiplayer has more way peeps. And that's such an important thing. That is so important to have a community playing the sim. Otherwise, you have the sim now. What do you do with it? You know. I do, Tom Jones. All right, WRC also had an update. This was actually last week, but I don't remember mentioning it, so I'm going to go ahead and mention it now. The November update of WRC 10 is now live. This was on November 25th, by the way, so this was just a week ago, like either the day or the day before we did the last show. Acropolis Rally 2021, including 9 stages, updated clubs mode, 5 new anniversary events, 1 new rally car, the Richard Burns Subaru, 250 new livery stickers, and bug fixes on all platforms. So a pretty significant update to WRC 10 as well. So lots of big updates for a handful of different sims out there. Fanatec, they are now processing orders. So if you ordered or order the express version of the Gran Turismo DD Pro before, you can still get it before Christmas. So if that you've been considering on the fence or worried about stock or inventory, apparently those are going to be available. And they did make their introduction. Did we cover this? I think we covered the Gran Turismo DD Pro wheel announcement that they did with the PlayStation 5 and it's the official direct drive wheel for Gran Turismo series. Excuse me. I think didn't we talk about that last week? Pretty sure. I'll play it again. Boom. I don't know how long I can get away with music though. You guys aren't even hearing it.
At Fanatec, we've always tried to push the boundaries with game controllers. We've introduced several significant innovations to sim racing over our 20-year history, including the move to belt drive wheelbases 15 years ago, offering load cell brake technology in a
I'm going to give you guys the link so you can watch it yourself. I don't want to play it long enough to demonetize. But, yeah, in case you didn't see it, this is the official PlayStation 5 Gran Turismo Direct Drive Pro wheel from Fanatec. And when they talk about that express order, that is, want a Gran Turismo DD Pro before Christmas, there's still a chance to do so if you order the express version. So you can follow all that. That's at the Fanatec Twitter page in general. All right, why did I have Simucube? Why is this on my... They didn't have any new news. They had their Black Friday. I think we mentioned that in our last week's show because it was Black Friday that we did that show. I think we did specifically talk about that. I don't think there's any other new news. But I have that somewhere else. No, it was this, though. So, this is kind of a big deal. If you're in North America, this is a really, really big deal. And this was posted by, of all people, Tony Kanaan. And we kind of know why. But Tony Kanaan on his Twitter post put, I'm so excited to announce that Micro Center, the store for all your racing sim needs, just launched premium racing products from Husingveld, Simucube, SimLab, and Gomez Sim Industries. Sparko is coming soon as well. So most of the names on this list are ones that are actually European companies. You think of Husingveld, Simucube, and SimLab, including Sparko. And so this should help the availability of... Yeah, they really are upping their game. Now, I know I did take a look, and they only had one particular model of the Simucube. And so and I know they only had one particular model of the Sim Lab, but this is just the beginning. And North American distribution for some of the high-end content, some of the high-end gear has been difficult. Now, I don't know how it's going to work for Gomez unless he's using them as their main distribution point, because he seems to be a little I mean, he was behind on orders when we did our interview with him. So how do you offload a handful? Maybe it's just particular models that are going over there. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just the Tony Kanaan model, which you see here on that. But that's kind of cool. Micro Center is really getting heavy into the North American high-end sim racing gear market, and that will be good. Is he? I don't know. That's a good question. He very well could be, Heiko. Yeah, well, Tony's taking the sim racing seriously and figuring out where his position to, I don't want to say profit in a negative way, but, you know, shoot, he might as well, right? Okay. I don't know if we might even lose the monetization of this show today because of what I'm going to do. I don't know what we can do or not here, but I'm going to play this, and I'm going to play it with sound, and I'm going to play it from start to finish. And I'm not going to say a word. I want your guys' thoughts and opinions before I say much of anything.
I found out I owe $9,600 on the house. So I'm entering the sim race. It's 20 grand. Think I'd be a good race car driver?
I think you'd be a great driver.
I'll take you my new competition. You think I'm too nice in person?
Maybe people should treat you the way that you treat them.
But you'd be hanging out with your Washington crew chief anyway today.
The only way he can beat you is to wreck you.
You stop racing because people said you were old and washed up. Come back and prove them wrong.
Film the sim racing.
I'll see you on race day.
Better than driven. Thank you, Michael Thompson. Okay. So I saw a post on this on, it might have been on Twitter. I don't recall where I first saw this. I had heard about this a long time ago in concept, and I was like, okay. Anyway, yeah. Hey, I'm going to watch it, by the way. I guarantee you 100% I'm watching it. And I hope that it's better than driven. It just kind of looked kind of weird. I will say the flashing from sim to real was kind of real or weird. I always wanted to do, I shouldn't even tell you because somebody will do it, or maybe someone will contact me and help me do it. I always wanted to do a spoof on Days of Thunder using sim racing footage, and even like some of the you know, like interior cams flipping back and forth from driver to driver using Days of Thunder dialogue. But I never got around to doing it. Anyway, I'm intrigued. I definitely want to watch it. It just, the whole first line kind of killed me right out of the gate. You lost me at hello.
I found out I owe $9,600 on the house. So I'm entering the sim race. It's 20 grand.
So I'm just going to tell you right now, if you owe $9,600 on your house, and saying, he said it like that was a panic, like who doesn't owe money on their house? It's called a mortgage, right? Yeah, so you're making payments, or he acted like he owed $9,600 tomorrow, or he was going to lose his house, like with the music. Do not put your eggs in the sim racing basket. Oh my God.
found out I owe $9,600 on the house. So I'm entering the sim race. It's 20 grand.
Okay. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to watch it. I look forward to it. I know it can bring a chuckle. The trailer was released to the Sim Racer Movies website and Twitter account and shows the character of Luke Wallace, played by Roman Jacob Boylan, on Hard Times. He hopes to pay off his $9,600 debt by winning $20,000 in an iRacing tournament. The trailer also clearly shows Wallace donning a VR helmet. The official website of the Sim Racer movie... Oh, I haven't done that. Oh, I almost need to buy that t-shirt, don't I? I swear I need to buy that t-shirt. The Sim Racer coming 2020. They don't really tell us much, do they? Okay. All right, entertainment. A while ago, Euro Truck had shown some photos off in their Guess Where We Are category, and the community was very quick to pick up on the fact that it was Austria. Well, they've actually gone back and they are doing a revamp to Austria, or Austria revamp number 2. So they were teasing actually some of the work they were doing in the behind the scenes. So an update coming to Euro Truck with Austria revamp number 2 in the not too distant future. All right, what else? All right, looks like we're down to some sim rigs and then bring this show to an end. In the holiday spirit, here it is. This was posted to Reddit by FVBBS. Ready for Christmas, with the holiday lights lighting up that nice looking blacked out profile chassis with the Fanatec CSL DD and Fanatec pedals, and looks like a Fanatec shifter hiding over there on the side. I have a Simpit t-shirt. Yes, you can buy Simpit t-shirts. The link to that is in the description of the show. Accelerator. Accelerator? I think that's what these rigs were called. Always love seeing the DIY projects that I've done myself over the years. This one by Dunky Dude. His homemade sim rig created from PVC pipes in an actual car seat. Very proud. You should be proud. Good looking rig, and I know that actually makes a fantastic rig. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess he is down under, or somewhere with the right-hand side drive, because it looks like his shifter mount is on this side of the rig, which is the opposite of where I would have that. Anyway, it looks like an Aussie, perhaps, or an English guy. All right, so now we have two. This is great. I love when things happen in numbers, which is so normal in life. Whether there's one, there's usually two. It was a website 98. It totally had that vibe, Amir. Oh my God, even the shirt did, to be honest with you. Excuse me, I had a little hiccup burp. Heiko, you're canceling patron? D1RG, you hang in there one moment. I'm gonna have something. You're gonna want to see what I have coming soon here. Okay, I can't even keep... Yeah, okay, thank you. Tom Jones got me back on track. Devin Booth style. Here it is. So this was Fizkins. Fizkins posted this on Reddit, and he built a handbrake using Lego. Check this out. With the rubber band for tension. You like that? That is crazy. And look, he has a keyboard upside down on the bottom of his desk. And it is activating the space bar, it looks like. Yep. That. Awesome. Oh my God, that would totally snap in my... And Devin uses golf clubs. That works. Nice. Anyway, very crafty. Okay. I got another one for you. I got another one for you. Here you go. Popo made himself a DIY handbrake out of a PS4 controller, an old jump rope handle, and some elastic bands. At least that one's variable. You got to give him that. That's on the thumbstick. That's going to be a variable handbrake. Just plug in an old PS4 Xbox controller and bam. Bam. All right. This was by Popo also, and this was his easiest pedal mod ever for inverting the pedals. Yeah, you just stick them to the wall. Hey, Nick Earl, how you doing? All right. And if that one's not good enough, then you have this variation. This one by Bears Omber with a couple of those 25-pound dumbbells and some Christmas lights. It looks like a strand of Christmas lights tying them to it, and that's his version of inverted inverted pedals. All right, and then we got this. How many of you have been down the road? Where are you in your sim racing evolution? This was posted by Timothy Cow 23. This is a 1-year timeline for Timothy. Approximately 1 year ago, he said he would never upgrade his Logitech G920. So there's his G920, and then a jump, and then another jump, and then now to the final, or at least final. I should know better than that. And then to the current evolution in the GT Track next level racing rig with a Fanatec Club Sport and a McLaren rim and a Fanatec shifter. So quite impressive, the evolution. Yeah, it is. All right, D1RG, you are here, E, and there is your rig. Check this out. Thank you for posting this in our Discord. We have a section on our Discord, and anyone and everyone is welcome. There is a link to our Discord channel, and thanks to our great community, we've been boosted to the point where we actually have a identified Simpit labeled channel, not just some random number. So I got to thank everybody who's kept us boosted. Thank you so much. Anyway, here is D1RGE's rig, and a great looking setup here. Really nice looking setup, actually. And I'll give you another shot of that as well. And I like your stickered out computer case, by the way. So, nice looking. And I see you're running in VR with that. And yeah, nice speakers. Yeah, how is that when you're running with that kind of horsepower on the audio? How's that working out? I haven't done that. And that used to be my method before Butt Kicker came into play. It was, okay, I need 500-watt stereo system blasting at me. So, anyway, that is going to do it for today's show. I want to thank you all very much for being here. I want to thank you for tolerating my before the show rant. But really, the moral of the story is I'm going to be off the air for a period of time coming up. And luckily, we have guys like Dave Blair, Amir Assad, and Devin Booth who will be able to keep things going in some capacity in my absence. As we transition from 2021 to 2022, I am at a point where, especially with changing the studio out, that we are going to be doing some serious reflecting on what we've done and what we can do better. And I really appreciate and would love any and all hints, tips, tricks, ideas, adaptations, things you think we could do better on the show to have a better 2022 and keep things going here at the Simpit. So I want to thank you guys for everything that we've done. It's been a great, great, great ride, and it's always a pleasure hanging out on a Friday morning with all you good people to kick off my weekend. But that is going to do it for this one. Get out there, do some sim racing. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track. Aha, you thought. All right, Star Fox, first thing. So I do have a plan moving forward that we're going to be implementing, and then all of a sudden I got the news of moving, and we're going to back it off. So my format on certain things moving forward is this, Star Fox. Let's say I have a new product. I'm going to unbox it, and I'm going to film unboxing it. I'm going to get it. Let's just say it's a wheel. I'm going to film unboxing it. I'm going to film getting it on my rig, and then I'm going to get it all set up to drive in sim. At that moment, I will then go live on YouTube with a first look, first test of that new product as soon as it's ready to go, but before I've actually really gotten deeply involved in it. So we'll still be making adjustments, looking for problems, looking for flaws, and all that kind of stuff. So, and then we will do an edited review of that product. Now, if I am on track and I am racing in general, which we're going to do more of next year, it is all going to be on Twitch. All of our live racing will be on Twitch, with exception to like the patron races and hot lap hump day. So we're just going to kind of separate the live activities from the not live, with exception to live first looks, hot lap hump day, and patron races would be the only things that would actually be on YouTube. Endurance racing, we haven't decided where that would be. I saw Amir mention Daytona. Yes, I need to be up and running for Daytona. I really want to do Daytona this year. So, now, I wasn't going to come back from my outro, my fake encore. I wasn't going to come back to actually address that question. I just saw that pop up, and I wanted to address that. What I did want to do is tell you guys what I've been up to. So I have these new monitors, the Pitcrew, I can't even say it, Pitcrew monitors, and these are a brand of monitors they sent me for testing, and they're 27-inch 1440 144 hertz monitors that have almost zero side bezel. Like I own a pair of those ROG bezel hiding kit, and on my old monitors the bezels were so wide that I had to extend it away in order for me to get it to do it. So it was stupid. It didn't really work on those giant bezels. They're intended for like medium bezels. These have so little bezel, there'd be no point in using that kit. So I'm really excited. You can see I have a shot there where I still need to adjust the right monitor. You can see they're going on Deathmobile, and the Deathmobile got an upgrade where it actually has the computer, and that's them on a table, and you can see how there's like no bezel at all. So I'm really excited to get those on my rig and kind of modernize. You can see there, that is my new adaptation to the Deathmobile, with the profile structure now holding the monitors and the computer on the rig instead of being a separate thing entirely. All right, the other thing I wanted to show you guys was this. So I actually received the Moza R16 wheelbase. There it is, the R16 wheelbase. And I got one of their wheel rims. I got their wheel rim that is the leather round. They make four. They make a round and a D shape and either leather or Alcantara, making four combinations of. Now, that is a 13-inch wheel. That's this big, you guys. It is a really large wheel. And there are some things that are good and bad about using a large wheel on a wheelbase. They also have a really cool display. I don't have it lit up. I think in this one shot I do show it on there. You can see it above, right above the base. That is really cool as well. So now normally I'd be getting ready to go live and show you guys this in action on our first look video. The only problem is I've had my elbow out of whack all week and haven't been doing any driving. So I did, like, every once in a while I felt like I could turn some laps. I was filming some B-roll, but it's really just mounted on the rig, really in need of its first test. And for me, a real test of a wheel isn't just turning laps, but it's running races, whether it be a league or points paying races. So that is what we have going on at the Simpit in this period of time as I get ready to start shutting things down and getting on the move. So just to let you know, lots of good things going on behind the scenes. I know that others have reviewed, like I know Will Ford Boosted Media reviewed this wheel, and I know, and I didn't watch every minute of his review because I didn't want to be impacted by his thoughts, but I do know from certain things that I've been told also that he had some problems with the wheel, and he very much considered it a in development level wheel. I saw another review. I can't remember who it was exactly, and theirs seemed to have an issue, but it seemed like it had been sent to him like as a one that had been sent around, so to speak. Now, I've got mine, and I have none of the issues. There are things that that need to be fixed. Like, I already have a couple of things that I need addressed, and I've already talked to them. For example, I'll just give you one. The display is only working in kph, kilometers per hour. And it's like, well, okay, I need that in imperial. And so, as of now, you can't make that change. However, I already heard back from them, and apparently in the next firmware update that will be addressed. So there are things that are, I mean, it is a first generation wheel from this company. This company, Guden, I think is the name of the company, the company behind Moza. They actually are somewhat known in the photography circle for making gyros, like camera gyros, or gimbals, gimbals. So they actually have some history with some electronic devices and things. They're just not out of nowhere. And anyway, I'm really excited about this wheel, and from what I've felt, it feels pretty nice. I've had some good results in my limited testing as of now, and what we'll do is start preparing things to get on that proper track that I described to you, because that is part of the 2022 plan. But it would be, you know, I've already filmed the unboxing, I already filmed mounting it, I already filmed the firmware update and getting the software up and running. And I've done a little bit of driving, but it's now time to do some real hardcore testing, make some adjustments to the settings, and that is the kind of stuff that I want to do live on that first look, first test video on YouTube. So that would be one of the very rare me driving moments on YouTube. Not that rare. Hot lap pump day and patron races, and maybe even endurance races. Anyway, all right, that is a very, very long encore, but that is going to do it for today's show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everything we've done in 2021, because you've been a big part of it, and have yourselves a great, great weekend. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.